Hi guys, welcome back to the shack. Welcome back to Rav's Retreat. Rav's in the shack again today, and basically on this video I wanted to offer you my thoughts and experiences with this thing, which is the Oneway Stronghold chuck. Now, I've had this thing about 14-16 months. Before that, I was always an Axminster chuck user. I started off with their Clubman chucks, and then I got an Axminster precision chuck. Precision chuck, which I was very happy with, apart from one thing. It was made from mild steel that wasn't chrome plated or nickel plated, so in the winter it used to rust over something terrible. I would use it, come back 2 days later and it would be red with rust. It used to annoy the hell out of me. So I'd heard many people commenting over the Oneway Stronghold chuck. A lot of people said it was probably the best chuck on the market. I'd seen many YouTube videos where a lot of the top turners were using it. So basically I thought, if they're using it, then surely it's good enough for me. So about 14 to 16 months ago I purchased one. Now, let's not beat about the bush. They're more expensive than most other chucks on the market. Considerably more expensive. But in my eyes and in my views, it's worth it. They are an absolutely fantastic chuck. As I said, I've had this one about 14 to 16 months. Now, the day that I got it, the action was as smooth as silk. Okay? Most other chucks that I'd used, my Axminster chucks, when I first got them, they were a little bit stiff. You know, I had to work the action in. After a month or so, they became nice. This thing was nice from the off. And it's still as smooth and as nice to use now as the day I got it. It's beautiful. There's no problems with rusting over, because of course, I think this is chrome plating that it's plated in. I may be wrong, it may be nickel, but I think it's chrome. So that alleviates the rusting problem. The jaws have got some sort of coating on them that helps them stop rusting up. Again, I've had these jaws round about 12 months, and I've used all sorts of wood in them, wet wood, you know, sopping wet wood, and I've had no rust issues whatsoever yet. When I first got the chuck, I thought there might be problems with it getting dust. It's not sealed in any way at the back. Now, my other chucks, the gearing had been sealed at the back against dust. But once a year I would take them off and take them to pieces, and it would be quite surprising how much dust had made its way in there. This one isn't sealed in any way against dust, and in my opinion it's a better idea, because the dust basically just either falls out or it gets thrown out under centrifugal force. If there is a little bit too much dust getting on there, I get this thing, you know, a little crappy, rubbish, cheap, nasty paintbrush, stick it in there, spin the chuck a few times, and all that dust is out. It's brilliant. Brilliant. The chuck key is a good quality. Again, it's covered with the, it's plated with the same stuff that the jaws are to resist rusting. The gears themselves, the teeth are hardened. You can put it in now. This is after 16 months. It's as accurate as the day I got it. It's lovely smooth action, and this thing really bites down. In my view, there are 3 chucks on the market that I would consider owning. In number 3 position is the latest Axminster Precision chuck, the latest one that they've just started selling within the last 12 months or so. That's a nice chuck, and it's got a good range of jaws for it. In number 2 position would be the Australian one. The names eludes me. The ones that are made in Australia. If I forget about it, the name will come. You'll all be shouting at me, you know what it is. What is it now? Vicmark. In number 2 position is the Vicmark range of chucks. Very good quality. Again, they're more expensive, but you get what you pay for. They're very good chucks. But in number 1 position has to be the Oneway Stronghold. It's a combination of things that puts it at number 1 for me. It's its smoothness. It's how accurate it is. It's how powerful the chuck is. It's the range of jaws that are available for it. It's its rust resistance. It's just a fantastic chuck all in. And the good thing is, if you buy another lathe that uses a different thread on the spindle, you just order a new thread insert, and that's on a conical insert. It's like a conical, so it automatically lines itself up so that the chuck is, you know, in alignment. It's just a brilliant chuck. Even the bolts that hold the chuck jaws on, they're countersunk bolts. They're Allen bolts, but the heads are like a machine bolt. You know, the actual jaws have got countersunk holes, which again lines the jaw up perfectly. Now there's several chucks on the market that you just use normal bolts, which this for me is a superior design. It automatically lines that jaw up where it should be. Just a brilliant chuck, guys. There's many professional turners use them, and they wouldn't be using them if they weren't any good. And I'd like to take this opportunity to say that I'm in no way sponsored by Oneway. I use their equipment because it's damn good equipment that's well engineered. In fact, most of it is over engineered. It's just brilliant sound stuff. If you're looking for a new chuck, you couldn't get a better chuck than the Oneway Stronghold. Okay? Right guys, I just wanted to get that off my chest. I just like to tell people about something that I think is good. If a thing is good, then I like to tell people that it's good. You know, if something's rubbish, I'll tell people it's rubbish. If something's good, I'll tell them it's good. And this is a good wood turning chuck. Brilliant. You couldn't do much better. Right guys, I'll leave it there. I've gone on a bit there, waffled on. So we'll end it there. But really guys, it's a brilliant chuck. If you're thinking about getting one, jump for it. You know, you'll not be disappointed. Right guys, I'll catch you later. Take care in your workshops. Bye bye now.